classic takes on anything.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to speak about the Hindustan ambassador. So basically, back in the early 1960s in India, the Indian roads were mostly dominated by British cars, and even then, British cars were too pricey for the regular Indian to afford. So what did they do? They either cycled to public transport, or other forms of transportation. Some even just walked because that was cheap enough. Because here's the thing: the average when the first cars arrived in India, the average salary of in India, the salary of an average Indian was half the amount of the road tax. I mean, shit. I suck at this shit. The annual road tax was half the salary of a regular average man in India, which is not the best, as we all know. So, cars were more of a luxury rather than something they use for transport. So that the rich people can flex the wealth, like, haha, look at this, I got more money than you ass. That means I am better than you. So everyone just walked around. I know. And then Hindustan Motors asked Morris if they can borrow their car. Morris said yes, and then the Hindustan ambassador was born. You see, the ambassador was a good car. It was the best first car that it was a car that India put India on its wheels. Yeah, it was basically the Morris Oxford but with grill chains and longer. And yeah, the ambassador was pretty much the king of the Indian roads until the 1980s hit. When fuel consumption and price hit the car like a meteor hitting Earth. Oh yeah, there was another meteor, the Maruti 800, which was basically better in every way. So it succeeded in defeating it. And let me talk about Maruti 800 wasn't anything special. It was just a blatant rebadge of the fucking Alto 800 from Japan. Yes, Alto. It was a fucking Suzuki Alto, and they took it. So now ambassador had to do something fast to stay relevant. And yeah, it did slowly move into the 2000s by doing anything possible to survive, by becoming reliable. Yeah, this was all good and all, but the ambassador was only liked by the people who drove taxis because of its spaciousness and expensiveness. Other people just looked at it like, oh wait, why am I buying this thing if I can buy an Alto? And then in 2000s, the ambassador got 2000s big boy bumpers instead of the chrome piece of shits that used before. And the ambassador wasn't alone in this venture. It had two sister cars, the Hindustan Avigo and the Hindustan Condesa. So let's talk about them. The Condesa was basically India's attempt at making a muscle car looking car without any of the other things that the muscle car has, like the power. It is weak as hell. It does not have the power of the American muscle car. 75 horsepower is what we are talking about. The Avigo was just a smaller ambassador, like how Morris made the Morris Minor or with the Morris Major on the Oxford. It was like that, but Indian. Yeah, it didn't do much good. And basically the whole company of Hindustan Motors was struggling right now. As sales weren't happening and it was basically struggling. When it came to the 2000, the people just asked themselves, why am I buying a car that looks like a 60s car but is still very too much expensive? Like, look at it. It does not look like a 2000s car, even with the bumpers. It still looks old as fuck. It's not a new car. So they should have probably made it like generation thing. But look at the 800, right? Look, this is the 90s. This is the 1980s. It still looks better than the 60s car. Meanwhile, if we fast forward a bit of years, like the 2000s, and now look, this is the new Maruti 800 we got. Look at how beautiful it looks. It looks like a proper new car. Instead of some 90s, 60s pieces of shit Hindustan cooked up. This is probably the reason why the Nano failed. Because the Nano looked too old to be with like the others. The others look more properly new. The other car companies. Meanwhile, the Nano was pricier than this thing, but also, and another reason is the fact that Nano is pricier than this thing, and also about the new car, I still don't like that car much, because you know Hindustan sold out to Peugeot for $9.6 million or 80 crore in Indian rupees, which is a shit ton of money for this thing. And look at what they came up with, a new Hindustan ambassador. To be honest, I am guessing that it's not even going to pass the shell car phase. Because look at it, it does not look like an ambassador, it looks like a coupe. The ambassador is a sedan. I don't trust any shell car company. So I just ignore them. So yeah, this is not a good car to keep your hopes up, because and it also is kind of ugly. Like, why couldn't they put that, like those lights on the grill up there like the original one? So yeah, I don't know what the hell they were cooking with this one. So yeah, that was pretty much it. So I guess bye guys. I don't know what the hell I was yapping, like I am just randomly talking about. Anyways, like and subscribe please. Bye.